Welcome to Innovation Brief by IdeaScale, where we turn your work team into innovators.
Hey everyone, welcome back. As leaders in today's world, it really feels like we're always searching for that edge, that spark that helps us not just keep pace, but really set the pace in our industries.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? More often than not, I think that spark comes from innovation.
I think you're absolutely right.
But how do we make sure that those sparks that we see aren't just like fleeting moments, right? How do they turn into sustainable, impactful fires?
Well, that's where data comes in, I think. We're really seeing a huge shift right now in how companies are approaching innovation. They're moving away from just like gut feelings and really trying to build data-driven strategies.
Exactly. And that's really what we're diving into today.
Yeah.
How to harness the power of data and use that to fuel innovation initiatives. We're going to be talking about IdeaScale's latest development, which is their next generation reporting dashboard. It's currently in beta, but trust me, I've seen it. It's pretty amazing. This is a game changer. It's all about transforming that raw data into actionable insights that can really make a difference.
It's not just about collecting the data. It's about understanding what it's telling you. It's about seeing the story behind all the numbers and then actually using that story to make decisions.
Right. So let's break this down a little bit.
Okay.
The big thing here, the big news, is the introduction of personalized dashboards.
Right.
So we're talking about the ability to build these custom reports that are tailored to your specific needs.
Yeah.
So imagine this. You want to see how engaged your teams are with a specific innovation challenge? Boom. You can create a dashboard to show you exactly that need to analyze submission trends over time. No problem want to track the performance of a particular campaign. It's all there.
It's really powerful because, instead of just having generic reports that don't really answer your questions, you have the flexibility to create something that speaks directly to you.
And what I really love is that IdeaScale has made it so easy.
Oh, yeah.
They've introduced this drag and drop simplicity.
It's so easy to use.
You don't need a PhD to build these reports. It's intuitive. It's visual. It's almost like playing with Legos. You can rearrange widgets, apply filters, create visualizations. It makes the data come alive.
And this idea of accessibility, I think, is so key. It really democratizes data analysis within an organization. It's not just about the tech team anymore.
Right.
Everyone from project managers to team leads can understand this data.
And speaking of seeing data come alive, let's talk about instant trend visualization.
Okay.
This is where it gets really interesting. Imagine being able to track trends in real time through these interactive charts that are updating as new data comes in.
Wow.
It's like watching a live feed of your innovation ecosystem. You see the peaks and valleys and all the subtle shifts.
Yeah.
And that gives you this incredible foresight.
What I think is so fascinating about that is it allows you to be proactive rather than reactive.
Yeah.
You're not just looking at historical data. You're seeing patterns as they happen.
Right.
Which means you can kind of get ahead of things.
Yeah. You're ahead of the curve. That's right.
Exactly.
Let's get a little bit more granular and talk about powerful data filters. And these aren't just your average filters. We're talking about the ability to deep dive into specific data points and really dissect that information and get to those truly meaningful insights.
Yeah, this level of granularity is so crucial for moving beyond just those surface level observations.
Right.
It's about being able to ask really targeted questions of your data, like you can analyze user engagement by department or track the progression of ideas through different stages of development.
Right.
Even measure the impact of a specific campaign on overall innovation goals.
I love that.
It's really powerful.
And to make sure all those insights don't stay stuck inside some report, IdeaScale has built in seamless sharing and export options.
Oh, yeah.
Collaboration's key in any innovation journey, right?
Yeah.
So this dashboard lets you easily export your findings into different formats like PDFs or spreadsheets, or you can just share them directly with colleagues through email.
Yeah, it really just kind of reinforces that idea of data democratization that we were talking about before. When everybody's looking at the same data, it creates a much more transparent and collaborative environment, which leads to better decision-making across the board.
Absolutely.
Right.
So think about it. You're a CEO. You can see exactly which ideas are gaining traction, which teams are really engaged,
Right.
and how those innovation investments are turning into tangible results.
Yeah.
That's a powerful position to be in.
It really is. I mean, it takes all the guesswork out of it and lets leaders make data-informed decisions about where to allocate resources and how to support their teams.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Sounds great, but who has time to go through mountains of data?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this new dashboard. It does a lot of the heavy lifting for you.
It really does, with that intuitive interface and the powerful filtering. You can quickly pinpoint the information you need without getting lost.
Yeah.
It's like having your own personal data analyst right there.
Exactly. But let's take this even further.
Oh.
What about understanding the return on investment of your innovation efforts?
Right. Yeah.
How do we measure the impact of all these great ideas? It's the question that keeps a lot of leaders up at night.
I know, and this is where the level of granularity that IdeaScale offers becomes really valuable. It's not just about tracking how many ideas are submitted or how many votes they get.
Right.
It's about digging deeper and seeing which ideas are actually moving through the pipeline, which ones are being implemented, and then what are the actual results for the business.
So we're talking about being able to see how a specific idea led to a reduction in production costs or an improvement in customer satisfaction.
Exactly.
That's powerful stuff.
It is. It allows leaders to move beyond just those vanity metrics and focus on the data that matters, the data that shows the real-world impact.
Okay, so we've talked about personalized dashboards, ease of use, trend visualization, powerful filtering, seamless sharing. But there's one more piece to this puzzle that we need to talk about, and that's the AI integration.
Oh, yeah, the secret sauce.
Right.
IdeaScale AI. This is a game changer. It uses machine learning to analyze your data and then gives you these predictive insights that you wouldn't be able to find manually.
So it's not just about looking at what happened in the past, it's about anticipating what might happen in the future.
Exactly. Imagine being able to predict which ideas are most likely to succeed based on historical data, or identifying emerging trends before they even become mainstream.
So it's like having a crystal ball for innovation.
Kind of, but one that's grounded in real data and sophisticated algorithms.
Right. It's not about replacing human intuition.
No.
It's about augmenting it.
Exactly.
Okay, so I got to ask, with all these incredible features, what are the potential pitfalls? Are there any challenges or considerations that leaders should be aware of when implementing a system like this?
That's a great question, and it's important to remember that technology is just one piece of the puzzle. It's a tool, not a magic bullet.
Right.
One of the biggest challenges, I think, is making sure that companies have the right infrastructure and processes in place to manage data effectively.
Yeah.
You know, data silos can be a huge obstacle, and so can a lack of data literacy within the organization.
So it's not just about having the right technology, it's about building a data-driven culture where everyone understands the value of data.
Absolutely, and that requires leadership buy-in training and a commitment to data governance.
That's a great point. And it makes me think about another important consideration, data privacy and security.
Right.
With all this information flowing through the system, how can leaders make sure that their data is being handled responsibly?
I think that's paramount. And IdeaScale has really robust security measures. They adhere to industry best practices for data privacy. Things like data encryption, access controls, audit trails to make sure that your data is protected.
That's good to hear, because the success of any data-driven innovation initiative really hinges on trust.
Right.
Trust in the technology, the process, and the people who are handling the data.
I couldn't agree more. Data can be an incredibly powerful tool for driving innovation, but you have to use it responsibly and with a clear understanding of the ethical implications.
Okay, so let's talk about accessibility for a minute. Who is this platform really for? Is it just for huge corporations with big IT teams, or can smaller businesses and startups benefit from it as well?
That's a really common misconception.
Yeah.
While IdeaScale can definitely scale to meet the needs of big companies, it's also incredibly accessible to smaller organizations.
So it's not just about the size of your company, it's about a commitment to innovation.
Exactly.
And a willingness to embrace data.
IdeaScale offers really flexible pricing plans and a user-friendly interface that makes it easy for anyone to get started.
That's fantastic, because innovation shouldn't be limited by resources or technical expertise. It should be accessible to anyone with a great idea and the passion to make it happen.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point at the end of the day. Innovation is about people. It's about giving individuals and teams the power to think creatively, to collaborate, and to bring new ideas to life.
And that's what excites me most about IdeaScale's approach. It's not just a cold, impersonal platform. It's really designed with humans in mind.
Yeah.
It fosters that culture of innovation where everybody feels like they can contribute.
And that's where the magic happens, when you have those different perspectives, the willingness to experiment and the data to back it all up, you've got a real recipe for growth.
It's like having all the right ingredients, the ideas, the tools, the people, and then IdeaScale gives you the platform to make it all happen, from that first spark of inspiration to actually seeing results.
It really streamlines everything and helps companies move away from that kind of scattered approach
Yeah.
to something much more strategic.
So let's bring it all home for our listeners. If you're a leader who's tired of relying on gut feelings and outdated methods,
Yeah.
if you're ready to embrace the power of data and unleash the potential of your team, then IdeaScale's new reporting dashboard is definitely worth checking out.
It's time to move beyond spreadsheets and just anecdotes. The future is data-driven, and IdeaScale is leading the way.
So if you're ready to turn your work team into innovators, head over to ideascale.com and book a demo. They have a free trial so you can experience it for yourself and see how it can change the way you innovate.
You won't regret it.
That's it for this episode of the Innovation Proof by IdeaScale. Remember, new episodes come out every Tuesday and Friday, so make sure you subscribe to stay up to date.
And don't forget to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the new reporting dashboard and how you're using data to drive innovation in your own organization.
Until next time, keep those innovative ideas flowing.